I'm so excited to chat with you, Margaret, because A Man on the Inside is so funny. I think it's a perfect vehicle, but there's no way you deserve to be in a retirement home. Your skin is glowing, you're gorgeous,
Oh,
you look
wow.
way too young. Um, but I think this is such a great vehicle for you. Was there something about the script or about the role that really drew you to be a part of this show?
Oh, well, I've always wanted to do comedy, although I have to say, when I saw it, I didn't think that I should, came off very comedic, but it was just a delight working with such wonderful people. And you know what? We had so many stories to tell and share in between the shots. I mean, it's like because we were all, one thing, no one was the oldest one on the set, which was great. We love that. Um, but Ted, I don't know if you know him. I mean, we all know him from Cheers, but you're so young. I don't know if you remember the series, do you?
I do.
So, I mean, I always think of him as the guy behind the bar in Cheers, but he is such a delight to work with. And the writing, the writers, the producers, they're all just, I mean, they're just jewels. And it's just kind of like the love just filtered down to us. And I was saying to someone the other night, I said, with this cast, we always work together, and you like someone and you say, let's get together when we get back to LA or whatever. And we never do, usually because your lives just don't allow it. You get back and you just start dealing with home stuff, and being a responsible person. But with this cast, I have to say that I would want everyone to come to my house for dinner. And who can you say that about coworkers? I mean, how many coworkers do you really want to come to your house? I mean, and that was the feeling of the entire cast. I got to work with Sally Struthers from All in the Family. She and I, our characters, the two of us are best friends. So, and she's a kook. Talk about humor. She's really funny.
I mean, you guys are sitting around those tables from time to time. You have to be telling real stories a little bit,
Absolutely.
to get that
Abs-
real laughter on screen.
but about the storyline, Ted, he's lost his wife, and here he is home alone, no kids anymore, and his daughter is saying, you need to find a hobby. Get out of the house, do something. And he's looking for something to do, and he sees this ad to be a detective. And so he answers the ad, and he winds up going to the it's not a retirement home, it's more of a assistant living.
Living, yes.
And he goes in, uh, everyone thinks he's to be a resident. He comes in as a resident, but he's really a detective to find out who is stealing people's jewelry, right? Well, he becomes friends with everyone, and everyone loves him. Um, I won't tell any more about the story, but I will tell you that it's comedy, even though it's about loss and grief and healing, friendships, relationships, and you're gonna laugh. There's no laugh track. You're gonna be the laugh track. And it's funny. It's really wonderful. It's something for everyone, all ages, because everybody's got an aunt or grandma or uncle or somebody that's one of these characters. And we're a hoot. You're gonna love everybody.
What kind of backstory
Netflix.
did they give you on your character?
I'm sorry.
What kind of backstory were you given about your character?
Okay, well, Florence, I've lost my husband of many, many years. But in healing, I have found the love of poetry. And of course, when Ted comes in, I want him to enjoy poetry too. Well, but as it turns out, he really sucks at it. But I I'm I would say that my character is kind of much like myself. I didn't have to really work hard at it. Just being, and I pat myself on the back, just a nice person.
Yeah.
Um, and lighthearted. Everybody likes me, and I like everybody. And what else could I say about me? Oh, I'm very frugal, which I am too. My daughter's in the room.
I heard
She's
she has
laughing at
something to
me.
say about that.
Yeah, I'm always after her, and I always make her. She borrows money, I make her pay it back. Don't think I've forgotten. I know she's behind in a payment.
All right, we have that on camera, Ruth.
All parents should make their grown kids pay money back. Makes them responsible. So
There's
anyway, I said, what else can I tell you about us?
there's writers of this show are so incredible. Did Mike and the others let you improv a little while you're sitting there at those tables and communicating with each other, or was everything just so beautifully scripted for you all?
Oh, I think basically, well, I was thinking that it was 60 minutes because it was so many pages every episode, but now I see they just let us do stuff and then they edit it all. But basically, the writing was wonderful. And I have to tell you this, I have so much admiration for Ted Danson because he's in every scene. That's a lot of stamina and a lot of lines to memorize. So I say, okay, okay, there's hope for me. The older I get, the harder I'll have to work at memorizing, but I'll memorize them.
What were some of your favorite scenes to film?
Without giving it away, I what can I say without giving the story away? The producers said that we can't talk that much about it.
Well, did you enjoy one-on-one scenes with someone in particular, or did you like more of the group work that you got to do?
I liked all of it. I really did. It was, as a matter of fact, everyone when it all ended, we all were just sad, just
Oh,
really sad. I mean, that tells you how wonderful of an experience it was. Now, listen, I hope I hope everybody has Netflix because that's where it's airing, you know. There's so many channels now. I mean, I guess that's what they call them. There's Peacock and Disney, and there's stuff that I don't have. So I'm sure, but I hope that Netflix has been on long enough and big enough that most people will have it. And if they miss it, oh, the most important thing is that they have to see the first episode. That's this coming the 21st, the Thursday before Thanksgiving, because that sets the whole thing up. You won't see most of the characters in that first episode, but I think you'll still enjoy the other episodes that follow, but you'll understand his background.
what's next for you? Have you been busy working on any other projects recently?
Well, I've been working into producing. I've got a couple of projects that have been in the works now for a while, and we'll start promoting them, going to the studios and really kind of pushing them. So, Grandma's trying to get into that a different mode, you know. And it's hard. Producing is hard.
It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, and and I understand producers are the last to get paid.
Mm.
And so it's like being on strike again. No, no, nothing coming in yet, but
Well,
it's exciting.
I'm looking forward though to seeing you step behind the camera or maybe work on a writing script, maybe of your own
Mhm.
sometime.
I'll be writing on vacation. I'll have time. And what a wonderful scenery it'll be with the ocean, the clean air. Um, Only thing of it is, I'll be going to Jamaica in the out of mango season. Doggone it. And I love mangoes. Oh my God. And they've gotten so expensive. Shoot. And now they're talking about prices. You're even going to go higher with the, uh, well, I won't get into the political thing, but doggone it. A mango, I can't believe it's like $3 and $4
Oh my
in
goodness.
LA. But
Well,
anyway, can't have it all, can we? Can try.
You were a part of the original The Color Purple as Shug Avery, and that's such a special film. It's such a special book. It's such a special everything to so many people these days. What did the experience mean to you, and what does it mean to you that it's still so poignant these days?
I'm so glad you mentioned the book because so many people didn't read the book before or after seeing the film. And so I think that um, that's why it got so much flack afterwards, you know? I mean, you know, the NAACP picketed it and people were so upset because it depicted the black man not well and they didn't understand that it was a fiction. You know, how do you depict? I mean, you can't make a book, you can't change the book for a whole different thing. And then the gay people pick it up. Stephen didn't depict the relationship thoroughly between Whoopi and myself, which was the character Celie and Shug Avery. But he was saying that he didn't want it. Now, remember, this is like how many years ago? 40 years ago, maybe? He didn't want it to be the film just to be shown in an artsy theater. He wanted it to be commercial. Now, if we were to do the film again, we could be a little bit more raw and more uh, specific about the relationship. But we got flack about that, and so what else? I don't know. I mean, it was like it's kind of disappointing. And the disappointing thing was that Stephen, after I think the film got 13 nominations and they didn't nominate the director. Now, how can that be? What, I guess the directors are mad at him for something. To this day, I don't know. But the good thing of it is that the film is a classic. And all those things that you mentioned, that it's given so many people work. I mean, Alice Walker, she didn't realize what she had really produced. I mean, that film is a classic. Now, the thing that I don't understand is that people didn't really embrace the musical, Color Purple musical, as they did the film. And I think it's because they never saw the play. The Color Purple, the musical, is really just embrace the play. It's different music. It's not Quincy Jones music. It's other music. But I was disappointed that people didn't see it for what it was. They kept comparing it to the film, and so I wish that they could have prepared people more, maybe in the marketing of it. But I loved Taraji. She was able to sing. She got to do her own singing.
Yeah.
In the film, um, Tata Vega did the singing for me, a little 5 foot bombshell, Puerto Rican, Puerto Rican. Um, I've got to call her. I haven't talked to her in quite a while, but she really made the film. I mean, that when I bust to the church singing, God's trying to tell you something, uh, that made that scene. What else can I tell you
You're
about
an
it?
icon.
I know what people didn't know. I gained 30 pounds for that film. 30 pounds in 30 days.
So you could be more voluptuous.
Well, Steven said that he wanted me physically to be between characters of Sophia, Oprah, and Celie, Whoopi. And at that time, Whoopi was very thin. So he provided me with a trainer, another little 5 foot blonde bombshell. She worked for Body by Jake, and she would work me, and I for two weeks went by, and they gave me a special diet, and nothing. I get on the scale, nothing, and each night I did what I knew I would never be able to do again in life, and that was I'd set my clock for like 2 a.m. I go to the refrigerator and eat a whole pint of vanilla bean Haagen-Dazs ice cream. Can
Oh,
I do that
don't do that
today?
today. Oh, don't
No,
do that
no.
today.
Good Lord. I look at ice cream now and I gain. But anyway, finally I started to gain, not fat, but muscle. And the first scene that was shot, uh, the first scene that we actually shot was the jute joint scene with my arms exposed in that red sequin dress. And I looked at my arms and I looked and see, Stephen allowed me to see dailies. He banned Oprah from dailies because she saw herself and started complaining, and he said no more. So but I was delightfully happy. I said, "Oh, thank you, God. I look so good with my arms all. If you should see him today, I look at him today and I say, girl, you have aged." But that was nice. And then the hard part was keeping that weight on because we went to North Carolina. That first scene that we shot was on the lot at Universal Studios. But we went on to North Carolina to shoot everything else. It was so hot. This was the summer, and I had to maintain that weight. I had to keep eating. You know, when it's really hot, you don't want to eat a lot. But
No.
I had to maintain the weight. That was difficult. The heat was difficult. And there's a scene where it's snow on the ground, and talking about the film now, not the musical.
Yes.
Snow on the ground, and it was like 105. And I'm in this raccoon coat or something, it was so hot. And the makeup, the age makeup was very thick. And so I remember Whoopi was on my right, looking through the window of the car. I'm about to go off with Ben Gallery, that's his real name, but the character we're gonna go off together, and he's on my left. Okay, now it's 105 degrees. I'm thinking, God, please don't let me start sweating in this cold scene. And this gnat on my left cheek hits my cheek, starts trying to it's stuck and it's trying to get out of the makeup. I don't want to spoil the scene by slapping my face. So I'm like looking at Celie to my right, hoping that the camera doesn't see the snap. And that's why I tell actors, I said, you know, taking classes and all of this and really studying character teaches you to focus. It really teaches you to focus. Because in that scene, I'm thinking, oh, I don't dare stop the
Inch.
camera. But at the same time, I'm thinking this freaking gnat.
It took all your willpower, I'm sure.
As a matter of fact, we had 2 people to go to the hospital. They fainted from, just dehydration. But there are a lot of bad stories about Color Purple. And
But there's a lot of beautiful ones though as well.
oh, yes, yes. Oh, but you know how it was? I knew it was an A film. The food was so good.
Catering.
The catering was fabulous. Uh, and we had all that good food, and Whoopi being the star, she had this assistant. She would have, now we're way out in the country, the boonies in North Carolina, and she sends her assistant in to town. I think it was like Charlotte, to get her an old greasy hamburger. I said, Whoopi, what are you doing? One of these days, if you eat like that, you're just gonna blow up, girl. I won't say anymore.